Divine rising, everybody. Divine rising, kings and queens. How about turn this down? Self, myself. All right. So to where I'm going to share to you just my stories, and so I'm not gonna make this long. I am Shakita with Quiet Queens Academy, and if you are tuning in with me right now, let me know where you're tuning in from, and give you sh- I'll give you a good old shout out. And so just to let you know, because I don't think I ever said it, but I am actually going live from the state of Texas. So y'all, I am definitely in Texas, a great state of Texas. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into this because I have to do some other lives here in my community. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. As again, Divine Rising Kings and Queens. Oh my goodness. Every time it does it, just knocks it down. But let's do this. Uh, trying to make sure I see everybody because sometimes Facebook don't let me be great on its own platform. So I have to use my phone to see who is out there and who is tuning in. But anyway, like I said, Fine Rising, Quiet Queens, something I've been reflecting on lately. And if you know, the topic of this month is going to be why clarity builds faster than motivation. So we're going to get into that. And so, like I said, something I've been reflecting on lately, okay, is how much time people spend trying to feel motivated. And motivated to post, motivated to start, motivated to stay consistent, motivated to build. And the longer I've been around entrepreneurship, the more I've started to question whether motivation is actually the thing we're missing. Because I've seen motivated people stay stuck, and I've seen clear people make progress. So motivation doesn't get you moving. Let's just say that it doesn't get you moving, doesn't keep you moving. Um, and I've been in that space, I mean, because I'm a motivated person, and I have been in a place of where I've been stuck, and it didn't make me any progress by being motivated. And I'm gonna always remain motivated, but again, but when you become clear, then that's when progress begins to happen. And in the midst of me being clear, this is why I am where I am right now and doing the things that I'm doing now because I have really gotten clear on what it is that I want and what direction that I want to go. So we're going to talk about motivation is emotional. And motivation feels good. And it gives energy. It gives energy. It creates excitement, but motivation changes. Some some mornings it's there, and some mornings it isn't. If our business depends on feeling motivated every day, we'll constantly be starting and stopping. And I know that feeling because I have done it. I mean, you're feeling good this day, you're feeling good that day, and then I mean you're posting one day and then you're not. Then you're doing the thing one day and then you're not. And but like I said, but when you get clear, when you get very clear, those things tend to stop happening. I mean, if you have a moment of where you pause, you don't completely just reset. You don't just start over. You get a little reset and then you just keep going. All right. So clarity removes friction. When you're clear about what you're building, the next step becomes easier. Not because it's exciting, because it's obvious. And clarity removes a lot of mental negotiation people go through every day. I mean, it's almost like, when you clear about, it's like, I'm gonna use myself. When I get up in the morning, I'm very clear exactly what I want to do. Now, mind you, now if I change my mind, that's okay. It's not because I'm not clear of where I want to go, because I'm not gonna say, if you change your mind about something that you want to do, I mean, it's okay. I mean, because we are the creators of our day, in my perspective. Okay, so if you're clear about where you're going and how you move. I mean, you have to have those negotiations. Well, I'm going to do this. No, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do this. You won't. have to negotiate it because you already know exactly what you want to do. I mean, because I in the morning, um, and I have routine things that I do. And I'm very clear on it because it's I mean I do it habit. I get I listen to a call. I get up. Well, possibly, do some engagement, start some really great conversations, things like that. And mind you, when I say create those conversations, no, it's not in people's inbox. Okay. I don't go in anyone's inbox without them giving me consent. So, but I do create conversations based on individuals' posts. So, with that being said, let's move on to the next point. Most people don't need more effort, right? And I think a lot of women assume they need more discipline, more hustle, more energy, more confidence, when what they actually need is clarity, getting clear, because confusion is exhausting and clarity is calming. So again, if you wake up and you are very clear where you want to go, you won't be exhausted. I mean, exhaustion will come from something else. It definitely wouldn't come from you not being clear about where you want to go, especially when we're talking about in your business, right? And the discipline and all that stuff, it goes hand in hand, but it's not because you need more of it, not because you need more hustle, not because you need more energy or confidence. It's because you need to be clear on what it is that you want and what direction that you're wanting to go. And it becomes very calming because I'm very calm about what I do. I mean, my days are so calm, when it comes to business, because I do have some chaotic days sometimes. I mean, but again, the day is not chaotic. It's just that chaotic moment. But anyway, so let's talk about structure creativity. And this is one reason I talk about structure so much. Structure removes unnecessary decisions, right? Think about it. And before I say my point, structure removes unnecessary decisions, and fewer decisions usually create more consistency. Not because you're forcing yourself, because you know where you're going. And structure to me is so important. I mean, you think about it, and I've said this on multiple lives, is that every business has a structure, because if you don't have a structured business, then you don't have a direction, you don't have consistency, you don't have those things, is because it's not structured. And without structure, things tend to collapse, right? So in every business, there must be structure. There must be structure because again, it will not be successful without it, because it will collapse. So, but anyway, but that's my tidbit on structure, because it does create more consistency when you are structured, or when you are in a structured environment, right? Um, and not saying that structure is not being controlled or anything like that, but it keeps things in order. It keeps your life in order when you have your business is structured out, right? They said it removes the unnecessary decisions because it's already panned out. It's already ready. It's already, you know, built out, and you don't have to think about it, right? And you just follow it, how it's been structured and how it's been laid out. And that's where you'll keep your consistency, right? And you don't have to worry about those decisions. Okay. Um, so let's so a different question. So instead of asking, how do I stay motivated? Maybe ask this: what would make this clear? Because every time clarity increases, resistance often decreases. Resistance often decreases. I think I missed the point. Mhm. No, I didn't. All right. Um, so again, a different question. Instead of asking, how do I stay motivated? Maybe ask, what would make this clear? Because every time clarity increases, resistance often decreases. And so, and if you're tuning in with me, thank you for tuning in. Like I said, I don't see you if you are there. But if you happen to make a comment or anything like that, then I can actually see, but I don't see you if you're there. Um, so the women who build long term aren't always the most motivated. And let me say that again. The women who build long term aren't always the most motivated. Not saying that they're not motivated. They said they're not always the most motivated. They um they aren't always loudest. They're they aren't always the most energetic. And many times they're simply the clearest. They know what they're building, they know why they're building it, and they keep moving. So again, long term, women who build long term aren't are are not always the most motivated. They're not the loudest, they're not the most energetic, and many times they are the simplest. They are not they are the simplest. They're simply the clearest. Let me get my tongue together here. So basically, like I said, I appreciate you all for joining me on this morning, Quiet Queens. I am Shakitha, and I am out, and I'll see you on tomorrow if I don't change my mind. But I'll see you on tomorrow.